Hey, what's going on, class? Welcome to week 3 of North Shore Learns version 2.0. Hey, last week I told you that I've been teaching wearing this Baby Bjorn, and I realized if I was your age, I don't know if I even know what a Baby Bjorn was. If it wasn't for the movie Hangover, that's the thing where I first learned what a Baby Bjorn is. But now this is kiddo number 3. I thought I'd introduce you here to Bodhi, and this is the way we get some teaching done here around the Kellogg household. So say hi to Bodhi, and this is a Baby Bjorn. There you go. Hey, to start you off for the week, I got a list of all your questions last week about the 60s, 70s questions or project. And I thought what I'd do is I would go over the questions you guys have and answer them for you the best that I can so that hopefully you guys are off and rocking and rolling. Here we go. Question number 1. Are we expected to do this individually? Throughout the slides, it says team, and that's a bit confusing. That's my daughter. Sorry. It can be either individual or team. So max amount of people I think on a project for this is 3, and the least is 1. So you have choice. So again, whether it be you, a partnership, or 3 people max. Historically, partnerships of 2 have worked best for this project. The second part of that question was, will there be some type of unit term quiz, even though it would be online at home? Yeah, I'm having a hard time with that. Obviously, you guys can easily pull up notes and just use Google to find definitions for the terms. But you know what? I probably will, at the end of this unit for the very first time, have a key terms quiz. Ask my best, to ask you to be honest within your answers, not to just pull everything up last minute. But we probably do a key terms quiz, even with me looking things up. The reality is, again, these are the most minimal amount of vocabulary we can for a unit. I think there's 15 for this unit. So do the best you can to memorize those, and know about 4 weeks down the road, I'll post a Google Forms, and then from there, just have you guys fill that out. Number 2, will our project be shared with everyone on our class website? Yes. The only way we are able to learn or actually share out is by posting things for others to view. As I get more 40s and 50s projects, those will be posted. And again, we at this point will have about a third of those in. Just know that yes, your 60s and 70s project will be posted or made to the website. 3, are we recording our interview with our person or just sitting down, writing down answers to their questions? You are doing one of 2 things, or 3. You're either A, going to, in the end, create a presentation, Google Slides, that you will actually speak over a voiceover and actually give a virtual presentation about the person you interviewed, or 2, creating a video documentary about that person based on what you learned about them, or 3, some other creative idea that you have. You're not just simply writing down answers, you're getting the answers as a means to actually create something bigger, an actual product. 4, what are we interviewing? I don't honestly know what we are interviewing, but who are you interviewing? Could work. You're interviewing anybody really that lived through this era of the 60s and 70s. That could be somebody that's probably just older than myself. Again, I was born in 81 and I'm 38. So you're looking at somebody just older than myself. Ideally, though, you're looking at somebody who lived through this time period. My favorite go-to is somebody that's kind of the same age as Rhonda McGee. She has actually done this project for us a couple times and is a phenomenal person to reach out to just if they're growing up within the South to get a different experience. But again, be anybody who lived through the era of the 60s and 70s of your choosing. Let's see. What does the voiceover mean if we are doing the Google Slides presentation? That means you're recording your voice speaking over the slides that you present. So you're not just turning in a presentation. I don't want to just be able to have to read the slides myself. We're hoping that you actually are creating a video of your presentation so that we can actually hear your voice behind if you choose to do that way. Question next we got here is it going to be hard? It's a great question, to be honest with you. It all depends. If you wait till the last minute, yeah, this is going to be killer. If you plan ahead, this should be a piece of cake. So it really kind of comes down to the actions you take, to be honest with you. Some people said it might be hard to reach out to people, to adults, to do this. Every adult that we've ever asked in this project has said yes in the past. So just know that it really kind of comes down to how well you plan ahead and how hard you work. Should we only ask our interviewee about political things during the time, or should we also incorporate pop culture, social events? To be 100% honest with you, my recommendation in prep is that you plan about 20 questions in advance. Plan for half of them to be about the era, maybe specifically about did they watch the moon landing? What's their kind of greatest political takeaway from the time period? A lot of them will have to say the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Or Martin Luther King. That could be another one there. But reality is half of them should be more on the personal end side of things too. Get to know what was cool in their high school. What did people wear? What did they look up to? What did they do? Get a true sense of the time period through the lens of your interviewee. The hope is that again, we've had people interview people not only from throughout the United States, but across the world, that we can get a more of a holistic understanding of the time period by doing it that way through the lens of the person you're interviewing. We don't want just standard same textbook answers. Hi, Mr. Kellogg. I'm not sure the packet just is not shared with us yet, but it doesn't seem I have access to it. Where should we be able to find the 60s, 70s packet? The 60s, 70s packet is linked on the homepage of our class website. It will say student unit packet for the 60s and 70s, and there will be a hyperlink on clicking here, and that from there will take you straight to what you need there for the packet. For that individual person, if you don't have the 60s, 70s packet and you need it, email me at ckellogg@nsd.org, and I'll send it to you ASAP. Let's go one more here. If we're doing a project on interviewing people who lived in the time period, what are we doing research for? That's also another great question. The reason why you're doing research ahead of time before you conduct your interview is twofold. A, we're checking off skill set, which is something that we need to do to appease the powers to be, so that you actually, again, have the skills to be able to move on to the next level for senior and for college. And again, research is everything at that next level. Two, the second part is you don't know ding about the 60s and 70s. No offense. I don't trust any of you to walk into an interview cold and be ready to ask purposeful questions from that time period or to be able to follow up on answers that you hear. By learning a little bit about the time period, you ultimately will be able to ask better questions and better follow-ups to better get information from your interviewee to better present to us. Terry Gross, the host of Fresh Air on NPR, probably puts in easily a 40-hour work week before she conducts an interview that week with a person that she's in charge of interviewing. I'm not asking for that, but I am asking for a foundation bare minimum that you know a little bit about the time period so that you are capable of actually conducting a quality interview. Last but not least, this is no questions just between you and I. This project that we've done has brought back probably some of the best results I've ever had as a teacher. 2 years ago, Isaac and Anthony interviewed Isaac's dad, came to find out that he lived in Vietnam as in one of those huts that was being, bombed out in the fields. And his dad walked out of that as a kid to the most amazing, grotesque experience ever. And then from there, his experience of traveling from Vietnam to the United States, coming here during that time period, the 60s and 70s, and then being able to share with his son. Isaac was walking away from this project saying that he now had more respect for his dad than he never had. He never understood why his dad was so quiet. Last year, we had Isabel brought her grandfather and grandmother into the classroom, conducted the interview in class. And again, I apologize, we don't have that opportunity. But she was able to walk away again, understanding her grandfather and understanding why he was so passionate about the Vietnam War more than she'd ever understood before. To be honest with you, the hope is that you're able to get to know not only this era, but also these loved ones that we surround ourselves with. We create walls all the time, and we block our ability to actually understand even the people that are dearest to us. For you, my hope is that you actually will also get the opportunity to learn a little bit more about an aunt and uncle, a grandma, a grandfather, a mom or dad, in this process of going through this project, while also learning about the ERA for class as well. I hope this answers some questions for you guys. Keep following up any emails I receive throughout the week, as well as this continued laundry list of questions that I have here. I will post next week for you. For this week, you should be off and actually having a set date to start these interviews. So I wish you the absolute best. Bodhi and I are to take off, but we hope you guys have a wonderful week. And again, don't be afraid to reach out. Be more than happy to help. Take care of each other, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.